Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Kelsey,
And I'm Veda.
and you are listening to the Two Without a Clue podcast.
Episode 5.
Yes, episode 5. Welcome back. 5th week, going strong.
I'm still sick.
Yes. Hopefully I don't get sick. I didn't get sick before.
I'm gonna get you sick.
Oh, I hope not. I hate being sick.
It's a great adventure.
Oh, it's rough. Anyways, so this week we're going to talk about our pet peeves, our biggest pet peeves.
I have so many.
I do too. It's actually really bad. I'm trying to get better with that. But something new that we want to start every week is we want to be more engaging with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to start asking you guys a question of the week. And we want to hear from you, and we want you to answer it down below. And yeah.
Our question for next week is, what 3 habits can you improve in this year?
So leave the answers down below, and we will be answering this question next week on the podcast. So stay tuned next week.
And we actually have a special guest with us today.
Yes, we have our first guest of the podcast.
Woo!
First guest.
Introduce yourself, please.
Hi. Hey, everybody. It's Mallory. I'm excited. I have a lot of pet peeves. I can rant for hours about it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
No problem.
This is going to be fun. I'm nervous, though.
Yeah, we get excited. But, yeah.
All right, so I guess we're just going to dive right into it. So, the number one pet peeve, I think, so far for me, because I do this every day, is driving, right? And
Well, before we get into it, what do you think a pet peeve is? I know you looked it up earlier, but what is
a pet peeve?
what in your eyes is a pet peeve?
My eyes is a pet peeve is like something that just bothers the heck out of you. I like something that just like grinds your gears and gets under your nails and just bothers you.
Yeah. Right.
What about you?
Probably the same thing, just, I don't know, something that people do or something that gets done, whether it be in society or in general, just, I don't know, just really, really annoys you.
Yeah, exactly. What about Mallory? What do you think?
Okay, so I have no idea what a pet peeve is, and I kind of want to know. I've never looked it up, but I agree with you guys. Like, the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, annoying. I feel like pet. But why is it called a pet peeve? Because, like, it's not our pet. You know what I mean? I don't get that. So,
I
what's
was
the
reading.
definition?
Well, I saw that it's like they use the word pet because it's something that like you kind of like take care of or admire a lot. Like you give a lot of care towards.
I mean, I guess.
And then
I
it's
guess
like a
so.
peeve, that, like something that just bothers you. So it's something that you care a lot about that bothers you.
Because when you get mad, you're like,
guess.
you start talking about like your pet peeve, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I guess it's like a pet. It's just a weird way to like
Describe
what
it.
does
Yeah.
the peeve mean though?
Peeve. That's more of a good question. I don't know the exact where it came from, but it's definitely interesting.
Pet peeve. All right, so go on with your pet peeve.
All right. So, going on with my pet peeve, I was talking about driving. I'm a fast person when it comes to walking or driving. Like, I kind of speed. I know everybody does a little bit here and there, but I hate when people drive slow. I think that bothers me the most because I'm always in the fast lane going as fast as I can. And I'm usually, like, that annoying person that's, like, tailgating other people to, like, get out of my way. And so I feel like that one, even today, like, I was in a rush to get here. I was like, move out of the way. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I actually have the same pet peeve. We might have a couple of pet peeves that are overlapping, but that is one of mine as well. Because, I don't know, I do drive fast. I'm always in a hurry. I'm always running late because that's just the type of person I am. Whether
Yeah.
it's late to an event, late to work, late to, I don't know, literally anything. So it's like when I'm trying to get out of, I don't know, when I'm trying to get to wherever I'm going, or if I'm like on the highway and I'm in the fast lane, don't stay in the fast lane if you're not passing other people.
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, it's super annoying. Oh, gosh. I even feel like for walking, too. Like, I don't know if you guys have experienced it, is like in high school or whatnot. You're trying to get to your class or wherever it is that you're just needing to go. Or even just, like, taking a stroll in, like, the town or whatnot. And there's just tons and tons of people, and they're just walking so slow in front of you. And you, like, try to go around them and get in front of them, but they make it even harder, and it's like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God. And it just frustrates you. I don't know. Have you guys experienced that too? I want to know.
So if you go to like Foxwoods or like Mohegan Sun, especially during a concert, it's busy. It's so packed. There's so many people everywhere. Or there's like famous people, and it's like, get out of my way. I don't want to be around you. You're too close to me. This person touched you. That person's not even speaking English.
Oh my
Like
God.
they're bumping into me. I can't be rude. I don't know their language. It's
Yeah.
like real. Like I can't do anything. But drivers. Old people should just get off the road. And I know I sound awful, but they should. They need to like retake their driver's test or something, because a lot of times, like you said, you're a fast driver. I think
Yeah.
a lot of us are. We always we need to get where we need to be. But you'll find someone slow in front of you, you can't get around them, and then you get on the side of them, it's a fucking old lady. Like, what are you doing? What are you
Get
doing?
out
You have
of
your
front.
blinkers still on for like half a mile.
I hate
There's
that
been
too.
no exit. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, who's taking care of you? Who's taking your license away? You know what I mean? You find a lot of the times, like, most of the people that get into accidents are old people.
That's true.
Like, recently there was an accident at like Ocean State Job Lot where this old man thought the gas was the brake, and he stomped on it and he ran over two people.
oh my God.
He ran them
Are
over.
they okay?
They're okay, but like, why does he have his license? Why did he think the gas pedal, which everybody should know what that is the brake? And he stomped
Yeah.
on it. So it's like, I think they need to get off the road. Like, that's a pet peeve.
Is there like an age you think that they should
old
get off the
people-
road?
Well, I feel like there's an age where they should like retake their driver's test. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, but
It
it's
expires.
I know, because my mom was telling me like there's like a certain there's like a certain age where like if you have something wrong with you, you need to. But like I feel like that should be a requirement for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like
Especially with age.
yeah, because like stop signs, a lot of people run stop signs, and a lot of people go through red lights, and it's like, you can't do that. You're gonna hit someone, especially someone who's in a hurry, maybe to go somewhere. You know what I mean? Going through a green light. Like, I just
Me, when I got into my first accident, someone ran a red light and totaled my car. I was going to work.
Yeah.
that was the worst. I remember I was waiting for you, and I'm like, where's Kelsey? And her car was crashed, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I remember seeing her. She was in a panic. She still worked that day, though. I give that to her.
I did. It was the day before Thanksgiving a couple of years ago, and I felt too bad not going into work because that is like one of the busiest days for us at work, and I just felt bad, and I still went into work for a couple of hours, and I should have gone to the hospital instead, but I didn't. I went to work.
YOLO.
And that guy was an asshole, too. Like, I remember that. Like, he was, like, super mean. Like, he yelled at you when it was his fault, and I hate people that do that. Like, why are you yelling at me? It's your fault. Like,
yeah, they're trying to force all the blame on someone else.
Yeah, I mean, he did realize that he ran the red light, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," blah blah whatever, and I was like, "What? Watch where you're going." Like, what? I don't know. Like, it was green for a solid couple of seconds to the point where I was able to make it through the intersection.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just stupid. But people who don't know how to drive should get off the road.
That is also
Facts.
very true.
big facts.
One
oh
thing,
my God.
one thing that bothers me too is like, I think it's just more funny, like when you drive by an old person and they're like super close to the steering wheel, and when they're just super close to the steering wheel, like trying to look over because they're just so short as well.
I don't know. I feel like it's
That's me. Yeah.
Mallory does sit. Mallory does sit pretty close. I don't know. I feel like at that point I don't know. Those airbags go off, you're fucked.
You're gonna die. All your bones are like just gonna
I hear that all the time.
break.
They're like, you're gonna die. Like, you're sitting too close. And I'm like, but you know what? I can touch everything. I can see everything. Like, I like to see the front of the car. So, like, if I'm driving, like, I want to be able to see the front so I know, I don't want to hit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm
Your
doing.
distance.
So I want to be close. But I've been, like, getting, like, further. I used to be really close to the steering wheel, like, way back when I first got my license. But now I'm good. I'm, like, I backed up a little bit. But it's still really hard. Like, I'll get in there, like, super close. Like, my dad will get in. He can't even get in there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, my bad.
That's with Jessie too. Every time I go into her car, I hit my knee on the dashboard.
Like
because
my
of how
seat's
she
close
sits.
to the steering wheel, but my back part is like leaned back a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like my back, like
I don't
a
know.
low rider. I guess.
I sit a distance, a little bit of a distance away, but that was a little bit of a tangent going off about That's something we're gonna try to get better at. We do go on a lot of tangents. We apologize, but
Yes, we do.
yeah. So The next pet peeve is probably one of my bigger pet peeves is plans getting canceled.
Ooh.
Like you
hate
make
this.
plans with people and then at the last second they back out. That's happened to me a multitude of times and it's the it's the worst feeling. I don't know. It makes me feel like shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cuz it's like, "Oh, what I know it's not. I feel like this is conceited for me
It's
to say,
not
but it's
you,
like
it's me.
what did I do? Like, oh shit, did I do something and they don't want to hang out or I don't know."
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that too.
I feel like since we're getting older now, it's like harder to like make plans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it sucks because it's like you want to do something so bad and then you're so excited. Like you don't see this person in like what, months because like everybody's busy now. You know, we're older, we're working. And then you finally like are able to see that one person and they cancel on you and you're like, okay, like that, you're just going to cancel like that. Like,
Yeah.
all right. Like, and then they just don't give you a reason or you see them out and you're like, oh, like, all
That's
right,
even more
like,
awkward when you see them
that
out.
just
like,
made me feel like
okay.
shit. Thank you. Appreciate
Perfect.
that. But then it's like awkward because they don't talk to you about it. So you're like, okay, so we're just going to pretend that didn't happen to me and you just kind of fucked me over there. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. You know, if you have something going on, let me know. But don't cancel like that. I hate that. That's a pet peeve.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
that definitely
being
bothers
left
me.
on red in real life. Like
Wow,
when someone
yeah.
opens a Snapchat or if they have their read receipts on and you saw that they read it, it's like being left on red, but in real life.
Yeah, like I
don't know.
understand again if they miss it or like they forget to respond.
It's like someone's like, yeah, like, you know, I don't feel good, whatever. Like, I'm just going to go to bed. You're not going to bed. I see that you're online. You just posted something on Facebook. Like, you know what I mean? Or, oh, I've been busy. It's why I haven't been answering. But you're posting all day. And it's not like we're not friends on Facebook or, you know, Twitter or something. Like, I can see what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Like, I get it. If you don't want to chill, just let me know. Like, don't fucking do that. I hate that. Hate that so much.
One thing that kind of like goes along with like being like plans, oh my god, plans getting canceled is if like people arrive late. Like if you specifically make time frames for like what exactly it is like that you're going to do, and then they come like super late and it's like, all right, we'll meet a plan. Like, why were you late? And they don't have like a good reason. It's just like, oh, I just couldn't get out of bed. Like,
I hate when
okay,
people are late and they're like, yeah, like they'll tell you, hey, I'm gonna be a little late, so it's like 4:00, and they don't show up till 8:30. It's like, okay, I get maybe a couple minutes, but how are you 4 hours late?
Exactly.
How are you that late when you just said, oh, I had to pee, then I had to change my shirt. Then what'd you do? Did you fucking go to New York and come back?
Yeah, just, like, let
what
me
are you
know.
doing? Yeah, like I hate that. People need to like communicate better sometimes, especially about plans, because like Kelsey said, like it sucks. Like did I do something wrong? Like, you know, is there something you're not telling me? Because it's like, okay, well now I feel like shit. Are we still friends? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know.
like I get it if it's just like like I was saying to Kelsey earlier, like if it's just a relaxed day and it's like, oh, I'm gonna come over around this time. So I said like today I was gonna come over at 11:30 and I got here around like 11:40, like 5 or so, like 15 minutes late. But it wasn't like, oh my god, I have to be there exactly at 11:30. It's just like, oh, what time do you think you'll come around? Like 11:30. Okay, because we're both not doing anything. It's not like a specific plan. But if it's like, all right, we're doing this, then after this time frame we have to drive here and it takes that long, it's like all the plans just get ruined because of that one person. It's like super
it's-
stressful.
like I said before, I'm always late, so I'm not gonna be here and be like, oh, you said you were gonna be here at this specific time. Like, why weren't you here? But at the same time, it's like you were saying, if you have a set list of things that you want to do for the day,
And it's just ruined.
and then you just like you're late by an hour here, so then the next plan's off and the next plan's off, and it's like now you're out later than you want, or now you have to skip doing something because you couldn't get there on time. And
just people need to
Another
communicate
thing
more.
that sucks is when you have plans, it's the day of the plans. Probably the plans are in an hour, and then you're like, it's like pulling teeth trying to figure out, do we still have the plans? You're not answering me, especially if you have a group of people and like everybody's down. I know, like, you know, it's like it's hard to say no sometimes, especially when it's within the hour, but just let me know. Don't leave me hanging. I could have done something else an hour ago because I thought we had plans. I was excited about it, and then you're just leaving me hanging like that. Like,
Yeah.
really? I was excited. Then you're going to cancel on me 10 minutes before and not tell me all this other stuff. Oh, yeah, like I didn't have a ride or all this, you know what I mean? All this bullshit. It's like, really? You just
You
didn't want to
couldn't
hang
have-
out.
yeah,
Just let
exactly.
me
You could've
know.
figured
I
it
get
out.
it. You know, I get you're tired, whatever. It's fine. Just tell me, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man. I feel like this kind of goes into another pet peeve that I have. It's where someone says that they're going to do something and then they don't do it. Like, I understand if they're busy and whatnot, but like not having an excuse and they were just being lazy. I feel like that bothers me the most. Where it's something like super important, or it might be for work or for like, especially school, like a school project. Well, why didn't you do it? Like, you could have had all this time to do it, but you didn't. And now I'm left here stuck like having to do it because you didn't want to.
That was me in school.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm
just kidding.
I didn't try in school as much as I probably should have, and I didn't like doing homework. I didn't like doing, but like when it came to group projects, I tried to pull my weight as much as possible. But it was more of like, oh, here's the outline of a paper that needs to get written, and you have 2 weeks to do it. I would wait until the night before that thing was due, and I would write it.
Yeah, no, I procrastinate a lot too.
It was such a bad habit to get into, and I would just, because like the way in high school we alternated, it was A, B, A, B. So the classes you would either have them 2 or 3 times a week. And it was like, okay, so you have X amount of time to do the homework, except I would wait until the last minute.
Yeah, I procrastinated a lot too.
It was really bad.
Yep, I did too. I think everybody had that time, especially in high school, like your senior year, and you're like, okay, so the paper's due in a month, and then the month goes by, and you're like, okay, so my paper's due tomorrow, so I'm gonna write it tonight at 12 o'clock at night. I'm gonna have a snack in between, and I'm not gonna get it done till like 5:30. I have to get up for school and didn't get any sleep. So I feel like that's everybody. Like, you just kind of don't do it, procrastinate. And then, you know, I did that a lot, like, and then I would get like an A or like a B, and I'd be like, oh, okay, like I spent like no effort on that, so that's pretty good, like procrastinating. But yeah,
for me in high school though, like I feel like I was more of a procrastinator when I was like a freshman or a sophomore, but when it became like junior and senior, I was more on like my shit, like, all right, well, I want to get this done and do a good job. And like I had a lot of friend groups in high school, so like I was friends with like the lazy people. I wasn't looking at you, Kelsey, and saying lazy,
okay.
but
okay.
like I was friends
know.
with like the people who did like smoked a lot of weed, and friends who were like really girly girls and like did all their shit, and like the preppy kind of kids and whatnot. And when I was in class though, I would mainly group up with the people who were kind of like lazy, because they would always like, Veda, come here, and I'm like, okay. And I remember specifically one time in U.S. history, there was like a whole project. I did the entire thing by myself because my friends didn't do it.
Bruh.
And I kept saying like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And they're just like, oh, I didn't have time. And it's like, like, fine, I'll just do it myself.
it sucks like hanging out with those people because it's like they're your friends, but it's like don't fuck me over like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to work with you. I thought it was gonna be a fun group project, and then now I have to pull the weight, do all the work. Like, it's like, okay, and like you were saying, like, don't tell me you're gonna help me with it and then not at all. Like, you know what I mean? And it sucks when the teacher assigns you to the lazy people too, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, well, I know I'm gonna be pulling all the weight, so it's like, great. Or they don't show up on purpose, like, especially if you have a presentation, and they're like, yeah, like, this is my part, like, I'm gonna do it, and like doesn't do their part, doesn't present, doesn't show up, and you're like, okay, well, now I'm fucked. And it's just like, it pisses me off.
No, yeah, for sure, 100%. Like, just pull your weight. Like, even if it's not 50-50, like, at least pull 30. Like, just something, please.
Pull a nice 10% or at least.
Yeah, no
something.
10%.
What?
No 10%.
No 10%.
It has to be 11 or above.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, so pull 11.5.
11.5. All right. Well, what's a pet peeve that you have, or Mallory? I want to know.
Yeah, why don't you give one, Mallory?
So I think Kelsey might have the same one, but like, we work in retail, so we deal with a lot of customers.
Oof.
And a lot of people in retail can probably relate, but they can be so rude sometimes. And I don't know why. And some people, I don't know if it's because of the area I'm in, but they're super cocky about it. So it's like a customer will come up to you and they'll ask you a question. And they already know, asking that question, the answer in their head, and they're going to yell at you for your answer. So it's like, why ask me the question? Like, why do that? Because in their head, they're always right because they're the customer, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's super annoying because it's an awkward feeling for me. I'm trying to explain it to you and you're just yelling at me and making me feel like shit. And it's like, I have a lot going on that day already. You know, I might be on like an 8-hour day, or maybe I have to stay that night, so I'm going on 14. It's like, don't yell at me. Don't be rude. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
We have so many asshole customers, and it's like, I'm sure Kelsey has plenty of stories.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. There's just like, I don't know. One thing that I forgot to put on my list. It goes along with customers though. Is it's more of like me personally instead of like in everything. But there's definitely people out there who do get this as well. Is because of the way I look. I do have shorter hair, so from behind I do look like a male. And all the time it's mostly old people, but like they look over at me real quick and they're like, "Oh, sir, excuse me, sir, can you help me get this? Can you reach this up?" And I'm just like, I look at them and sometimes I like give them a really bad look. And one time there was this customer who like looked at me and they were like, you could see on their face like the look that I gave them, they were in pure like panic mode of they just misgendered me, and they're like, "Oh shit, I like feel bad and I just asked this person to help me with something." And that's probably like one of my bigger pet peeves with customers is just getting misgendered because of the way I look. Like I hate to be like the stereotypical, "Oh, it's 2020, like not every female is going to have long hair down to their ass, and not all males are going to have short hair that are the high and tights that they have in like the army and stuff like that." Like people are going to have different hairstyles and everything. And it just really sucks to get misgendered because like, I don't know, now I'm a little bit more comfortable, but if this happened like a couple of years ago when I just didn't know fully who I was, it probably would have broken me a lot more now.
I just want to say as well, like as a little note, your bitch face is like so scary. Like you're super serious, like no emotion at all. I'm just, it's really scary, and I'm just like, oh my god, Kelsey's mad.
Yes, when Kelsey's mad, do not make her mad. And I can just see and feel how cringe that situation must have been for that customer, because like you don't do that. Like I can imagine like Kelsey's like stocking the shelves and they like poke her, "Excuse me," and she turns around and she's like, "Yes," and it's just like the uncomfortableness, like it just bothers me. But I don't know. I think that's rude that people do that. I feel like they should just say, "Excuse me," and then when they see you, like they don't have to say, "Excuse me, ma'am," "Excuse me, sir." I feel like a lot of the older generation does that stuff. Like a lot of old people, they have things like a certain way and they like that certain way. So when you change it, they get so annoyed with it. Like they can't deal with it. They can't cope with it. So instead of coping with it, they complain. So they'll go and complain, "Oh, I don't like this." For instance, we had a donut machine at my work, and who doesn't like the smell of donuts? Who doesn't like donuts? It was in the front of the store. It was the first thing you saw when you got in. It wasn't a big deal, but there was a couple old people that complained that they didn't like the smell of donuts.
Too bad.
They didn't like how it was new. They didn't like the change. And it was like, how do you not like donuts? How? Who doesn't like donuts? There might be like one or two people out there. We don't like you, okay?
Well, I also worked in a donut shop, so I kind of hate donuts a little bit.
A little bit. But like the smell shouldn't annoy you.
No,
just go about your shopping and do your thing.
Yeah, like, it's not like it's
there's always that
store.
one person that has to complain and ruin it for everybody, and especially old people. Majority. Like it's just pisses me off.
Oof.
Moral of the story: old people suck. No,
yeah, they're gonna die soon. I like old people sometimes. Like there's those nice people. It's like they're just like, yeah, freaking, I hate like adults. No, like, okay, do you know like the old people that are like, they don't agree with a lot of the adults? Yeah, the cute ones.
But there are some annoying and
oh no, my
ones.
god, they're so like narrow-minded. I hate that. But I love the open-minded are just like, you can do whatever you want, honey. Like that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I appreciate you.
But there's like one in every 5 old person that's
like
that.
Oh my god. No, the majority is terrible.
It's so rare. There was an old lady I had the other day, and like I was saying about the change, she had like a helper lady with her, and the lady was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, she doesn't like change." And I'm like, "No, like that's fine. I'm being super nice." The old lady looked me dead in the face and she said, "Stop laughing at me," and like she yelled at me for no reason.
Well, yeah, no, I
see
why you hate
she
old
wasn't
people.
listening. she really didn't like change, and she just like, it's like, you had no reason to yell at me, ma'am. Like, all you had to do was just, say what you were looking for. I could have helped you. Like, now I'm not gonna, and now I'm gonna walk away, and
I hope you
go
have a
about your
terrible day.
Exactly. Or you'll have old people that just think they know more than you, and then you catch them being wrong, and they still try to fight with you.
Exactly.
And you're like, really? You're really going to stand there and fight with me?
Because they don't want to hurt their pride.
Old people just need to give it up. Get off the roads. Get out of everything. Just stay home. Please stay home. Like, I can't.
Oh, man.
They're my biggest pet peeve, and I sound awful, and I don't care. But I know a lot of other people can relate, so let me know if you hate old people.
Leave a comment down below.
Comment down below on them.
Oh, man. That's Mallory's question of the week. Do you hate old people?
Yeah, right. I know we only did one, but
I love my grandma. Don't say that. Like, I love my grandma, but there's just some
Only
old
her
people.
grandma.
No, like, there's some old people that just, they can grind your gears, and I think a lot of people can relate. You know what I mean? They're from, like, their generation's like the 1920s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of, like, back then, it's, like, totally different from nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not used to all the new stuff that we have, and,
Technology.
Technology and just, you know what I mean? Like, we're more open-minded now, like Kelsey was saying before. It's a more comfortable generation that we're in, but there's still old people that just, like, okay, boomer, like, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, man.
okay, boomer. No, but I most old people do make me angry, but my grandma, I love her. I love her to death. She is so open-minded, and, like, the older generation doesn't really accept the LGBTQ family, but I tell you, when I came out to my family, my grandma was so supportive, and I thank her for that. It's just, I love her so much, and I'm so thankful for her. But
yeah, I think the same thing with my grandma. She was, like, accepting of, like, my brother and whatnot, transgender, and even now she's like, oh, when are you getting married, like, sweetie, and, like, whatnot. And obviously at first it was, like, hard to change it, like, because obviously it's like, oh, girl, I can't wait, but now it's a boy. Okay, so, like, changing pronouns and stuff. But other than that, it's, like, completely fine. Like, because even my parents weren't accepting of it, like my dad and my stepmom, and it was terrible. But it's, like, nice to know that even though they didn't accept it, that my grandparents accepted it.
yeah,
And it's nice.
there's always gonna be those people who don't accept you.
Yeah.
And it's really
yeah,
really
like Mallory
unfortunate.
says, fuck them.
But it's nice to know that the good, I guess, outweighs the bad. Like, the amount of support that for me personally, the amount of support that I've gotten from my friends and my parents and stuff. And there's been some family members that were a little harsh, and I hate to say it, but I cut them out of my life. I just,
No, yeah.
You have to cut toxicity out of your life.
I feel like it's definitely a hard thing to go through. You know what I mean? It's something different that they're not used to, but I feel like people come around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your grandparents are wicked supportive, and they had to come around to the fact that we have to understand now that's going to be who they are. You know what I mean? I'm going to love them no matter what. And we love people like that. So if you're like that out there, we love you. And if you're not, then fuck them.
Catch me outside. How about that?
No, but it's amazing to see the support. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays. Like, I feel like everybody supports. And if you don't, it's like, why? Like, you're like, it's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, love is love. Everybody should love
Like, you're
each
literally
other.
the only person that's not.
Yeah, exactly. You're the only one.
It's not like anyone. It's not like they're hurting you either.
But it's just like, why be ignorant?
Exactly.
Like,
Why
if
be
you have
ignorant
nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
if your life isn't in danger? I don't understand how it gets to the point where you have to be toxic about it.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point? Your life's not in danger. Their life's not in danger. Just let them just let people live their life.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not like we're picking on you. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, like, I don't know. Like, we're not picking about your life. Ooh, we hate this, we hate that. Like, you're picking at someone that's not cool, because then it affects them, and then, you know what I mean? They get older, and they're gonna be affected by that. And I don't think people realize that. That's another good pet peeve, Kelsey. Like, I don't think you realized that was a pet peeve, but you know what I mean? Like, people not being accepting is a huge pet peeve.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, it's annoying. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays. You know.
Yeah, I guess that was another thing I forgot on my list.
That's true.
But what's another one you got, Veda?
Another one I have is passive-aggressive behavior. I hate passive-aggressive people. So, like, if you ask them, like, clearly something's wrong. Oh, what's wrong? Nothing. No, I'm fine. No, like, something's wrong. What's wrong? Nothing. No, I'm fine. Like, obviously, I don't know if they're doing it for attention or whatnot, but I hate that. Like, just tell me how you feel. Be blunt about it. Like, what's to hide? Like, usually an open book. Like, if I ask somebody, like, a deep question or whatever, and they can't answer it, like, that's fine if they can't understand it or whatnot. But, like, just don't be an
I see what
asshole
you're
about
getting.
it. Yeah.
Like you'll see a lot of people, like, I'd rather like someone just tell me, like you said, be blunt about it, but some people can't, and I get that, but I'd rather you just say, I don't want to talk right now, I'm upset.
Exactly.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, cool, I didn't need to know that, but don't say you're okay when obviously your facial expressions, you're not okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like that too, like, and you don't realize it, but it's like, it's annoying because you see afterwards they're like trying to help you, you know what I mean? You're like, oh fuck, like,
I was being an asshole.
yeah, I was being an asshole, and it's like,
And
I
now I
gotta
have no
stop
one to
being
talk to.
passive aggressive and just, you know, talk about my feelings. But it's like some people can't, you know what I mean? But I can see it's super annoying when people are just like, I'm fine, everything's fine, you know, I'm fine, as they're crying. It's like, okay, you're not fine, but whatever, like, it's fine, don't talk about it.
Yeah, well, especially if it's like someone that you care about too. It's like I want to know what's wrong and I want to help them. And like I understand, like, oh, obviously, oh, don't cry, but like it's okay to cry, you know, like I don't know. I just want people to be more open with how they feel because I feel so many people are sheltered, like they shelter their feelings and repress their feelings. And yeah, it's okay to feel something. But like if it's something that's really bothering you, like I want to be there for you and help you. So like please don't be passive aggressive.
I think back in high school I was a lot more passive aggressive
Yeah, you were.
with I don't know, high school was just rough for me, and not going too deep into it, but high school was really rough, and I just tried to act like I was okay when I probably wasn't, and because I didn't want to bother people with my problems.
That's true.
So
Well,
I
like-
was just like, no, I'm fine, like everything's fine, like, oh, I would always blame it on like, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm it's whatever, like I'm fine. But I don't know.
You've definitely gotten better with that, though, obviously, as you go older. You know, we all grow out of that. Like, I used to be like that, too. I'm fine. Like, everything's fine. Like, people would see, like, no, Mal, like, you're not okay, and I can see that. Like, let's talk about it. And I didn't want to feel anything. Like Beta said, it's okay to feel. And I feel like now that we've gotten older, like, you know, if I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry. You know what I mean? Like, let it out. Like, that shit out. So I think it's good. And, you know, people go through their shit, but, you know, we're bigger and we're better now, so we move on.
One thing that kind of like I always felt weird about it too is like I was really open more with my feelings, but obviously like a lot of people shelter their feelings and they didn't want to talk about it, and like I get that, like I'm not gonna keep bothering you about it if you don't want to talk about it, but I don't know, I always felt like I was more weird because no one wanted to talk about their feelings, so like I didn't know how to talk about my feelings. So what I used to do is I used to write down my feelings all the time instead of talking to people about it, because if they don't want to talk about their feelings, why do they want to hear mine? So, like, I don't know. It kind of made me feel weird. But as well as, like, when I would get mad, I would be like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't want to talk about it right this second, but, like, let me, like, calm down first, and then I'll want to talk about it.
But it's a good thing to, like, write down your feelings, because then, like, later on, maybe, like, a month later, you reflect on that, and you're like, wow, like, I was feeling this way, and, like, holy crap, like, I'm so much happier now, and, like, I'm not going through that anymore. And it's like you're talking to yourself, but you talk to someone, you know what I mean? It's like, it feels good to, like,
reassuring.
get it out. Because I used to do that too, and then, like, you'd write it all out, you'd read it, and then you just kind of breathe. Like, you could actually breathe easier. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, like, telling someone and you sound stupid and you're like, like, I can finally breathe again.
Yeah. No, I think it's funny too, because, like, I used to write down my feelings all the time, and obviously I'd always usually like write when I'm more sad than I was happy, because, like, oh my god, my life's shit. But I would read it like maybe a year. Like, I remember a few months ago I was reading something that I wrote like 4 years ago, and oh my god, like I still feel the same way. Nothing's changed. I'm still sad.
Oh
No, I'm just kidding. But it's nice though. Yeah, even if it's like your past self, it's like, it's just nice. Because if I have to think about what I thought as a 12-year-old, like, I couldn't think of anything. I probably was some stupid, immature, like, kid. But it's just, I don't know, just reassuring, as you were saying. All right, well, Kelsey, what's your next pet peeve?
all right, so another one that I have grinds my gears.
Oof.
Couples that show too much
PDA. Oh,
Mallory's standing up for this
Justice.
one. Oh my god. I it's okay to hold hands. It's okay to give a little smooch in public, a little but
Oh
but
man.
God, please do not
Stop.
walk around the grocery store with hanging all over each other.
Stop. Get
Please
some help.
do not please do not sit on the same side of the table
Oh, and
and
man.
like hang all over each other while you're eating your food. Have your space. I want to be able to eat my food over here. You eat your food over there. We can share our food a
You
little
can look
bit.
at each other.
We can look at each other. I want to look lovingly into your eyes. I don't want. I don't know. PDA is a big thing.
Oh.
I feel like when people, first get into a relationship, people call it the honeymoon phase, So you get, like, really into it. But like Kelsey was saying, like, don't sit on the same side together. Like, that makes me uncomfortable. You go out to dinner and you see someone sitting on the same side. And it's like, okay, well, now I'm sitting at the table, like, across from you guys. And I feel like I'm eating with you. But you guys are sucking face. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, keep that for at home. I get it. You're in love. I love that, good for you. But I don't want to see you sucking face or hanging all over each other or, you know what I mean? Like, hold hands, give a little smooch here and there. Like, that's cute. We get you're in a relationship. But I don't want to see all the PDA. Like, some people would just, like, touch each other. It's like, you're in public. Like, there's
Calm
kids
down.
around. You know what I mean?
This
Like,
isn't
there's
the time to have sex.
Yeah, exactly. Or some people now since social media, I feel like I try to not post my relationship a lot, I guess. Like, I do post about it. I have a boyfriend, you see him, but I'm not going to post every goddamn day that, we're still together, we're dating, oh, this, that. It's like, I'm not going to do that every day. But some people post some things that I'm like, why are you posting that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's your girlfriend and she doesn't have pants on. Like, no one wants to see that. Exactly. No one wants to see that. Or you'll have people, like, I don't know, they'll be in a relationship for a month, they'll post all about it, and then the next week they're not together. It's like, don't be so over exaggerating about your relationship. Like, I'm happy for you and it's good that you're in a relationship. Post one picture. Post one or two a week, whatever. But not every goddamn day about how much you love them. We get it. You're in love. But tell them. Don't post about it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't get that. I don't know. It's just me, though.
Talk to them about it instead of the world, I guess. It's okay to be public about stuff, but when it comes to being in a relationship, whether you have 50 followers or 50,000 followers, like, there's no need to, the so-and-so's all mine and blah, blah, because then if you post, like, revealing pictures, like Mallory was saying, she has no pants on or this, that, and that other thing, and then if you have more of a following and you have people who are in your girl's DMs and this, that, and everything, and you're like, and now you're mad about it, well, you set yourself up for it. Like, don't be coming at everyone else who's now in her DMs, whether, like, people shouldn't be, because clearly you just posted about being in a relationship with them, but that doesn't stop anyone, you know what I mean? Like, there's still scummy people out there who are trying to be home wreckers, or people who cheat. And another pet peeve that I'm thankful never happened to me. I never got cheated on, but, like, if you cheat on someone, or, like,
that's really screwed
like,
up.
you're scummy if you cheat on someone.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people in high school that would just have no remorse for cheating on someone. And I remember being friends with this girl and saying, like, you just kind of fucked two people over and you just don't care. Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, that's so upsetting. You know what I mean? Like, how do you think they might feel? They really liked you and you're just going to go out there and cheat on them, And then how do you think the person that you cheated on them with feels? Who knows if they know? I feel like a lot of times you see that person didn't even know. Like, you see a lot of celebrities, like, they cheat and it's, like, fucked up, but it's like, a lot of the times the girl had no idea. Like, I didn't know they had a girlfriend at home or a wife and kids. It's like, but why is that guy doing that? Or why is that girl, how do you not feel remorse? Like, how can you just do that? Like, I don't know.
One thing that I hate too is, like, there was a couple in our high school, and the boy was, like, talking to another girl, and the girl knew that these two people were dating. And I think it's even more fucked up that she knows they're dating to go and, like,
so she tried to do that.
But I think like a home wrecker. Like, she just knew, and I was just like, oh my god, I've never seen this before. Like, that's such an asshole thing to do. And it was funny because
some people play into that. Like, the guy, like, some guys, like, are like, oh yeah, I like that, even with a girlfriend.
Like, I don't know. Like, I get it if you want to do, like, some, like, threesome or something, but I don't know. Like, to witness that myself, I was like, holy shit. And I was friends with both of the girls at the time. Like, I didn't care for the boy. Like, I'll tell you after who it was.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my God, this person's a fucking asshole. Like, he's doing that. Like, they've been together for so long together. I think they get each other, like, promise rings and whatnot. And then, like, for him to go cheat, I was like, holy shit.
It's just
That's really scum.
It's just so bad. I don't understand how I could never cheat on someone, and I would be devastated if I ever got cheated on. And I know Jess, and she would never in a million years. And we've talked about it before. There's not much that, like, when we were first started dating, there wasn't much that would come between us. But like we talked about it, that would be the one thing that would probably come between us. And obviously I would hope that would come between a lot of people and force you to wake up and realize that, hey, so-and-so wasn't good for you. But I don't think in a million years I could ever, knowing that I'm just going to ruin you basically, like, ruin someone's life. You break the trust with them. Now they
have a lot
can't
of trust issues.
Yeah, they're gonna have trust issues. And I'm not saying this is for everyone. I'm not trying to be stereotypical in any means, but if you it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them a lot. So I don't understand how people could do such.
Moral of the story, don't fucking cheat on someone. And if you are a cheater, I hope you rot in hell, because you just fucked over people, and that's not cool, you know? Like, I've had people close to me get cheated on, and, you know, like, it sucks. Like, I feel their like, I've never been cheated on, but, like, you feel their pain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they trust someone so much, and they just kind of go out and, you know, do whatever they want with someone else, and then come home to you like nothing happened. And it's like, that's not cool. Like, just please don't cheat. If you don't feel comfortable in your relationship, or that they're the one, break up with them and then go do your thing, rather than hurting someone the wrong way and cheat. Please don't do that. Please, I'm begging everybody, don't cheat.
Yeah, it's not good.
I remember actually one time in high school too. It was actually in that same class. Man, a lot of shit happened in this class. But there was this guy, and I literally remember looking at his phone. It said side chick number 4. I was just like, oh my God.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, like, I'm not even joking.
This side chick trend is not funny. It's not cool. I feel like it sucks. Imagine being called a side chick. I would be kind of pissed. You know what I mean? Like, don't call me that, because obviously, like, I'm just on the side. Who's the main? Like, I don't do
Who's
that.
The main?
don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, you should, all girls out there, you should always be the main chick. Okay, don't be a side hoe.
That's like one thing that I joke about all the time. If I'm on my phone and Jess is like, oh, who are you texting? Oh, what are you doing? Blah, blah. And I'm like, texting my side hoe, texting my side chick. Like, well, yeah, obviously I'm kidding. It's like, but I joke about it all the time. It's just, I don't know. It's like our funny, I guess it's not funny because it does happen, but it's just something that we do.
No, yeah, a little inside joke.
Yeah, it's just, we both do. We both do it to each other too. I don't know. But.
Freaking people suck out there.
Facts.
Well, another pet peeve that I have is, if, like, I guess for people that travel a lot, if you're on, like, a plane or a train or anything, I thought of this more when I was on a plane, but people not being considerate of your space. So I remember, like, being the really small person, I sat in the middle on an airplane, and then this person who just, like, had a big-ass coat and, like, whatever, and, like, just took up so much space, and it was literally, like, on my armrest, and it was on my leg. And, like, how can you be a person and not realize, like, oh my God, my stuff's touching them, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, can I move it for you? Like, they just sat down, whatever, just like,
get out of my bubble. I will.
Like, it makes me so uncomfortable, and it just makes me so upset. Like, I'd be like, if something accidentally touches somebody, oh, I'm so sorry, like, let me move that. I'll, like, try to keep it as close to me as possible. But those people that don't, it's like, come on.
It's like, at the same time, like, if you just sprawl your stuff out everywhere and you're in public and all that, and you look away for a second, what if your purse is there and you're not paying attention and it's in someone else's space, and they steal your wallet, they steal something out of your purse, they steal your whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just get out of my space. Don't get in my space. And
like, even at the movie theaters too, like, I hate that you have to share an armrest with some people. It's like, okay. It's okay, I'll just not have an armrest. I'm fine.
It's fine. I'll just sit in a little bubble over here in the middle. Just squishing.
You find that a lot with concerts too. Like you ever
Oh,
go to
yeah.
a concert and you're having a good time, you're dancing. Like I forgot what it was. It was Justin Bieber went on a Purpose tour, and I went with a couple of my friends,
JB.
and all my friends were sitting next to each other. So when they were dancing, if they hit each other, it was just my friends. But I was on the end, so I was sitting next to some random girl, and she was older than me, and she was having a good time, but she was really drunk. So she was dancing in front of me, and she was hitting me. I was getting splashed with drinks. It was getting really annoying, and it was like personal space issue. Like I had plenty of space for myself, but since she was sloshed, she just thought she had all the space in the world and could dance on me and like whack me and kick me, and it was just it kind of like it. I don't know. I couldn't enjoy the show as much. Like
No, yeah.
I
definitely
still like enjoyed
makes
it as much as I could, and like my friend was good enough to like give me some of her space, but don't do that. And on planes as well, like you find a lot of the time like I do get the middle seat sometimes, and then you're like I'll go on with my boyfriend, so there's only 2 seats, but there's 3 seats in the aisle, so it's like, who are we gonna get like sitting next to us? And we're like, every time we're like looking at all the people like, please not you, and you get that one person, and they're like, oh, and they sit and they're just like, they have the loud music, they want to watch a movie without headphones, like they have a kid, like I hate
They turn
that.
the light on. Like,
Yeah,
when you want it
they're
dark.
one of those annoying people with the air on in your face. Like, don't put the air on an airplane. That's how you get sick, people. Like, don't do that. And it's just personal space. Please just give it to me.
I need it. I need my bubble.
Yeah, get out of my
Oh
bubble.
my
Get out
God.
of here. Sheesh.
Considerate people. I'm considerate.
Well, going off of not space, but movie theaters. Clapping at the end of a movie when the movie's over.
That makes no sense.
Unless you are at a movie premiere and the director and the actors and everything are there, which whatever movie I'm going to, I'm not at the movie premiere. I can guarantee you that. I think I went to one movie premiere in my life, and it like, what's the point? Why are you clapping? No one knows, like, okay, cool, it was a good movie. Like, I enjoyed the movie, and you don't see me clapping about it. Like, it's, I don't know, something small, but what's the point?
Or when they clap, like the end of the movie, sometimes they have like the credits, and then the credits stop and they go into like, the hidden clip at the end.
Yeah.
One time they started clapping and you couldn't even hear the clip at the end. So I think it was like Finding Dory, and they had something at the end of it, and everybody wanted to see it, and we're all waiting for it, but the whole front row wanted to clap. So we were like, okay, I guess we're not going to listen to it. Like, why do that? I don't understand clapping afterwards. If it's a good movie, keep it to yourself. Like, just, you know what I mean? Leave the theater and go enjoy your day. I watched a good movie. Don't fucking clap.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
I haven't experienced it that much, but it's definitely like, why? It's just a waste of time.
I don't know, it makes no sense. Makes no sense.
What about Mallory? Do you have another pet peeve? Can you think of one? I feel like you have a lot.
I do. I guess it would be like parents not watching their kids. And I see it a lot like at work, but I also see it like other places I go. Like, I do things alone. Like, I'll get my nails done. So one of the last times I got my nails done, it was packed because it was like Christmas time. So everybody wants to look nice, get their toes done, nails done, whatever. So I was sitting in the waiting area, and this mom had her son. He was so cute, whatever. She wasn't watching him. She was too busy worried about what red was a better red for Christmas. Like,
Wow.
they're all the fucking same. Okay, they're all the same. So she's, more worried about that. Not even watching her son. He's playing on the ground. She had a daughter too who wasn't even around, but her son was so cute, and he was looking at me, and he's playing, and he kept throwing his things everywhere, and he was in the way of the aisle. Like, people were trying to get by, and she wasn't even looking up to say, oh, I'm sorry, or oh, let me get my son out of the way. She walks away. I didn't even notice. The kid looks at me. Where's my mom? I'm not watching you. I am not your mother. I'm not your babysitter. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Oh my God.
People are crazy. You see a lot of the Amber Alerts. Like, you don't know who's gonna take your kid.
Exactly.
Like,
That's scary.
you gotta watch your kids. Like, it bothers me. You see that all the time. Like, I was at the mall one time and I'm walking, and there's like a 2-year-old in front of me walking, and I remember yelling, "Where's the kid's fucking parents?" And the guy turned around like, "Oh, I'm right here." But you were like, what, 10 feet away? Could have scooped him up real quick. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta watch your kid. Hold their hand. Get a carriage. Like, don't do that. I hate that.
That actually happened to me.
Like-
I went to the mall for Christmas or whatever, and I was buying a gift, and there was this kid walking. Like, he was kind of, like, running off on his own. And I was just looking at him like, I think he's just by himself. Like, I don't know where his parents are. And, like, I'm just, like, following him because I'm, like, not, like, some freaking scary
you're just
predator or
being
anything.
nice.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, my God, like, where's this kid's parents? Like, I'm going to make sure he doesn't do anything dangerous or whatnot. And then I finally decided to go up to him and I said, like, oh, where's your parents? And then he just, like, looked away and started to walk away. And then I was like, okay, there's no parents around him. So I was trying to, like, find, like, a security guard or whatnot. And then the kid, like, starts running by himself. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, I have to get a security guard. But I have to keep, like, watch this kid. And I finally found one. I was like, I don't think his parents are here. I don't know where they are. Like, he was just running by himself. I wanted to follow him to make sure he wasn't doing anything bad. And so, like, they took care of it. But then there was another instance, actually, where I saw a little girl, like, kind of, like, storming off. She looked mad, but I don't know. I don't know what her parents looked like because they weren't with her right this second. And then all of a sudden the mom starts screaming, like, where's my daughter? Like, in the mall and everything. Like, everybody was trying to look for her and no one knew where she went. The mall was pretty big. And she was, like, screaming and, like, crying. And I was like, oh, my God, literally, like, for just a second, you'd look away and it's just, things can change just like that.
Kids, you know, like, being younger, you know, you remember just, like, bouncing off the walls. Kids are going to do that. But, like, if you're going to bring your kid shopping with you, like,
take care of them.
Watch where they are. Take care of them. Like, I don't get it. Because the way I was raised, my mom would always hold my hand. Mm-hmm. She would always know where I was. She would always tell me to stand certain, like, you know, if she's going to look at clothes, she would tell me to stand next to her. Or, you know, like, be around her. Like, stop fooling around. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, as I got older, I was a little bit more responsible when I went out with my mom. But I was still around her. Like, kids just storm off. And it's like, you know, it sucked. It's not your responsibility to find a security guard for this kid that you know, is missing. You know, and the mom should have took better care of whoever she was with. It's like, people just don't care nowadays. And it's like, you know, where I work, like, you know, I have a cafe and it's like I can sit there and, you know, I'm on my break, but I'm still in my uniform. So people think I'm like their built-in babysitter because I work there. So it's like they'll literally put their kid there and be like, I'm just going to do some shopping. They're just going to, you know, eat their PB&J. And I'm like, I have a 30-minute break. I'm not going to sit here and watch your fucking kid while you shop. Like, that's not my job. I'm not going to do that. Like,
you should tell them that, though.
But it's like, what do you think I'm, like, here for? I'm not getting paid to watch your kid. If you're going to pay me, maybe I'll watch your kid. But I'm getting paid to work here. I'm on my lunch break right now. I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm not trying to, like, watch your kid. And the kid's, like, looking at me like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that. Like, parents just don't care. Like, it's just, keep watching your kid. Yeah. And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't get that. And I just learned to, like, you know, as much as I want to help, you know, especially the parents and stuff like that, it's like they're going to learn on their own. Like, that mom, where's my daughter? Like, she's going to learn on her own. Like, get a carriage, you know, put her in a carriage. Or if you can afford one, hold her hand. Get a leash. I don't know. There's all these things out nowadays that you can get. But just please watch your kids, because when I have kids, you know, that's going to be one of my things is make sure I'm always watching them.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That gives me anxiety. Yeah, but it makes me anxious, you know.
Going off of people not watching their kids, people who just let their kids do whatever. Like, your kids screaming in the middle of the grocery store, your kids screaming in the middle of any store, and you're just letting them have a tantrum. You're not trying to fix it. You're not trying, like, I get having the kid, like, figure it out on their own. But at the same time, while I'm shopping, while I'm doing whatever, I don't want to be listening to your kids screaming.
Yeah.
Or if your kid's throwing things and being rambunctious and doing, like, things that they shouldn't be doing, and you're not disciplining them, I'm not saying pick the kid up and shake him or hit him or anything, but, like, like, when I was doing something wrong, my mom never yelled at me. You know what she did? She would get really close to me, and she would whisper. She would go, if you don't cut it out right now.
That's scary, too.
She wouldn't yell. It would be in my ear, and she would be right in my face and say, if you don't cut it out, you're gonna basically be in a world of hurt. Like, I never got abused.
My mom used to do that too.
I never got abused or anything. Like, I'm not saying that she would take me and hit me and all that, but that would be her way of, instead of, and I think it honestly worked better.
No, yeah, it does.
Instead of, like, screaming and making a big scene, just getting really close and just whispering at them and being very stern.
Because I feel like if parents make a big scene, then the kids are like, oh, okay, that's okay. Like, I can make big scenes too then. So then they learn from it. create that bad behavior.
I don't know. Watch your kids. Discipline your kids.
There was actually an instance where I went to La Salette, and we were in the cafe, and there was like obviously a family, and they were in line to get food, and then we were in line to get food, but there were a few people ahead of us, and they sit down, and we sit down at another table near them, and the boy got mozzarella sticks, and the older brother said he didn't want anything, so he didn't get any food. And so the mom started to like take the mozzarella sticks from the younger kid and start to give it to the older kid. The younger kid was probably like 9 or so, and the older kid was probably like 15. So the 9-year-old starts like complaining, like, he didn't even want food. Why are you giving him my food? I'm starving over here. Like, start screaming, like crying and everything. And then the mom walks away to go get food for the older brother, and the little boy goes, I wish you like would die tomorrow. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, if I had kids like that.
That's extreme. That's extreme.
Like, holy crap. Like, I would have not.
Yeah, kids nowadays are ruthless, like, as you can tell. But I feel like, you know, you give them phones and iPods and iPads at such a young age now that, you know, they do whatever they want on those things. Like, you know, you got to be careful what they're doing because they learn things. Like, you don't tell your brother or sister, you know, you wish they were dead. That's kind of fucked up. And I don't know.
Well, he was like throwing a fit though. He was like crying and screaming, and I was just like, why is the mom just letting him do this?
But a lot of parents, like Kelsey was saying, they just don't discipline their kids. Like, my mom was the same way as Kelsey's mom. Like, when you heard that voice, you honestly, like your heart dropped. You were like, I'm gonna get my shit together right now for my mom. Like, oh my God, like, I'm gonna get everything taken away. I'm not gonna be able to watch TV later. Like, I just gotta listen to my mom. Like, I can't do this. I can
deal with this 5 more minutes of shopping.
Yeah. But I was at Olive Garden yesterday, and there was a group of probably like 9-year-old boys, like 3, and the mom, and she had like a little one with her, and they left the biggest mess. Like, I've never seen, like, there was stuff everywhere, and I could just tell the worker's face, like, you know, they were upset that they had to clean after that, but like, the mom wasn't saying anything, like, you know, like, don't make a mess, or, you know, sit down, or, you know, it was just like, there was no discipline there. Like, hey, we're in public. Like, can you, like, behave for the day? And then maybe we'll get dessert. Like, you know, I'm not saying that's the best idea to do, but, like,
it's still like
there's 3 9-year-old boys. Of course they're going to be a little rowdy. You know what I mean? And it's just, like, I saw them when I walked in there, and I was like, I hope I don't sit near them. And I did, and it was just, they were a mess. Like, watch your kids, please, and discipline them.
Now, was it just the one mom and then the 3 kids?
There was 4 kids and 1 mom, so yeah, I felt bad, you know, but it didn't seem like she was paying attention. So, like, I feel for those moms that, you know, they're struggling, they can't find a babysitter, you know, their kids are screaming and they can't do anything about it, and, you know, I feel for you, but sometimes, like, you know, you can handle it, you know what I mean, or try to discipline them better. Like, I remember my boss telling me one time, she does not handle screaming kids at all. She does not have kids, so she doesn't want them. So she was in Walmart, and she was checking out, and she was, you know, she was minding her own business, going about her day. And the people behind her had a child, and the child just started screaming. And it went on for like 5 minutes. And she's like, I was ready to turn around and say, bring your fucking kid outside before I fucking say something. And I get that, because normally you see people like a husband and wife, and they have a kid, and, you know, someone will walk out with the kid, so that way no one's ears are bleeding, you know? But they didn't do that. And she was like, really? Like, can you just, like, it was like right behind me, right in my face. And I get you can't control your kids sometimes, you know, I babysit, I get that, but sometimes you need to walk out of the situation and just get them out of there, so that way someone doesn't yell at you, you know what I mean? And, you know, people do that. People don't care. Some people, you know, my boss took a second to think about it, but some people would turn around and say, I'm gonna slap your fucking kid. You know, you gotta be careful. So just discipline them, please. Take care of them. You know, they're your babies. You should love them, take care of them, cherish them, please.
Yeah, I don't understand why you have multiple kids. Like, I don't know. I guess not everyone's things are the same, and
yeah, if I have kids, they're gonna be disciplined.
But if you have X amount of kids and you can't handle them in public, you need to not. I don't know. Before you go out in public, you need to figure out what you're gonna do to fix said issue. I don't know.
Exactly.
But I think we have time for one more pet peeve.
One more pet peeve?
All right. One more, yeah.
Well, I'll do a small one. I hate when my phone or my computer doesn't load.
Ooh, yeah.
That like gets me so frustrated and aggravated.
It's kind of first world problems, but that is a that is a an issue that I don't know.
You don't know.
It-
You've never
it just-
experienced
It
that.
just I don't know. It just makes
We
it,
can all relate. I can relate because, like, I don't know, my phone's been acting weird lately. So it's like sometimes I'll try to unlock it and then I'm like trying to do it and I'm like, oh, okay, like my face like recognition doesn't work anymore. So I'm like, my phone doesn't even know who I am.
That's stressful.
Like, yeah, or like you go to a place where there's Wi-Fi there, but their Wi-Fi sucks so bad. And all you're trying to do is just look something up. Like sometimes it's like I feel like it doesn't load when I really need it the most.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Let me look up restaurants around here. Oh, we're not going to let it load for you. Sorry. Like, can't work.
and it
like,
says the signal's good too, but it still
yeah,
sucks.
like you have like LTE or something and you have like 5 bars and it's like, yeah, Safari couldn't find. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, I have all the service. It's just, you know, shit won't load. I don't know. It's just super annoying. And I agree. I don't like it. That's a pet peeve I have too.
It's even worse like when you're already mad and then it's just not working. It's like,
yes.
of course this is
Yep.
fucking happening to me.
Yep. And everything's just like my phone freezes. I hate when that happens. It's been happening to me lately. Like I'll be texting and I get a message and my phone freezes. So the message doesn't come up. And I'm like, okay. And I keep getting messages and I'm like, now I have
Where
to
are
turn my
they?
phone off. And then my phone's taking forever. So it's like, okay, someone's like on their way and like I don't even know my phone like died. It's like, I don't know. It's like shit the bed right now. It's just like, you know, I shouldn't rely on my phone, but it's like, you know,
You
everything's
need it,
on
yeah.
there. So I kind of have to now.
yeah. As much as it sucks that we rely on our phones and technology a lot, but
Like
it-
even your streaming stuff, like doesn't that ever freeze on you and you're just like,
oh my god, when I'm streaming on Twitch
there's
Um,
nothing's working.
at twitch.tv/average_savage1.
There's that promo.
Shameless
Everybody.
plug. No, but like because my internet is not the best at all, and it just my frames will drop, my stream will skip, and my gameplay is off, and then I have the just I don't know, I'm just getting playback errors and everything, and I don't know what the issue is, and I don't know. It's just it is a bit of an issue. And it makes me upset because then I feel like I'm not putting out the best content either. Because then no one if I'm watching a stream and it's being laggy and it's doing this, like I'm not gonna want to watch it, and it's I don't know. So I feel like I'm not putting out the best content.
I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like when Word doesn't respond and then it crashes. I remember I wrote like an 8-page essay and it crashed and it didn't save.
Oh no.
And I was just like, this.
But
Oh no.
There's like a good thing about Word now though, and like Excel and you know all the Microsoft stuff, that if it does crash, most likely
Auto recover.
yeah,
or something.
it recovers
But
it
it
for
didn't
you.
before at that time. I
Oh.
was just like, oh my god.
But now it does. So if you
Back
do
in
ever
the day.
lose something, you know, it's still there. But my thing is like at work, like they always like they just train me like whenever you have something open, just save it. Just save it. And I'm
Just
like,
always
okay.
save it, like, every 5
literally like
minutes.
type something, save it. So that way nothing is lost.
Yes.
Like you don't lose anything. And it's happened to me, especially the computers that I work with at work. Sometimes they're just old and they suck. So you'll save something and then it won't respond. And then you know what I mean? Like thank God I saved it, but it's just like those fucking
Still.
things won't load. So I feel your pain. Or it won't respond. So I have to shut the whole goddamn thing down. And I'm like already working on something in the middle of a project and I'm like, okay, well now I'm gonna wait 15 minutes for you to fucking restart. And yep, I'm just gonna sit here
Perfect.
now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's so many pet peeves that still exist. There's so many more.
There really is. We could all go for
on
hours
and on about
working in retail and whatnot.
it.
But it has come to the end of the podcast. We want to
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for making it this far into the podcast. If
As
you
well
have,
as
huge thank you to Mallory for coming on
Yes,
to
thank
the
you, Mallory.
podcast and being our first guest.
we hope to have
Thanks
you
for
more.
having me. I had fun ranting. You know, I have many more pet peeves, you know.
Maybe there'll be a part
I'm
2
sure
and you can
everybody
join
else
us for that
does.
too.
Oh, pet peeve part 2. Let us know if you want one, and maybe we can have Jess on here too.
Ooh.
I bet
that'd be
I'm
nice.
sure she has working in hairdressing. She has a bunch probably.
Oh no.
Absolutely, yes. We can definitely have a part 2 if you guys would like. Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, hit the bell for the notifications.
And for our Instagram and Twitters, our Instagram is To That a Clue Podcast. as well as our Twitter handle, which is 2without_clue. So don't forget to answer our questions, which is, what 3 habits can you improve this year? You can either leave it as a comment on our Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, and we'll check them, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, tweet at us, and we want to be more active with you guys. So thank you again. And
Thank you so much.
We'll
and
see
thank
you
you again,
next week.
Mallory.
Yeah, thanks.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.